A lot of people like to talk down on Gen Z, you know, my age range of 8 to 23 years old. And you can even group in guys 23 to 27. A lot of people like to talk down on us, make fun of us. They like to call us the weakest generation. You know what I'm saying? They like to call us the weakest generation because a lot of the men are emotional. A lot of the men are under single mothers. A lot of the men can't date. You know what I mean? They complain about getting women. Life generally sucks and is hard. But I totally disagree with that. I'm 23 years old and I've been through all the hardships and whatnot. Living under a single mom, being homeless multiple times with my mom, going house to house, living on um, food stamps. Turn this light off so I don't drain. Living on food stamps, living with other people, living in homeless shelters, living in a car. I totally disagree when the news, the media likes to call us the weakest generation, or they won't say it flat out, but they'll say it indirectly. I think this is the strongest generation. I'll go as far as to say this generation is stronger than the generation that had to go to World War II. You know, those people, they had their parents. You know, or if they didn't have parents, if they just had a single mom or a single dad, they had a community back that would back them. You know, they didn't have all this stuff going on. You know, this just trainee stuff. This gay stuff. Not going against the gays, but shout out to them. But trying to infiltrate the straight young youth. You know, they didn't have the crack epidemic to destroy the black community. They didn't have the opioid or meth epidemic to destroy the white community. They didn't have all those things going against them. They didn't have social media telling these women that they can do whatever with their bodies, have sex with multiple men. You know, they didn't have a nucleus destroyed because the family was very strong back then. You know, right now for Gen Z, it's do or die. And the young men like myself who can overcome the circumstances, who can go against the grain, who can not perish when everything is crumbling and cracking apart, are the strong ones. We are the strongest. I'm based in the U.S. Right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in New Orleans, raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I have my fair share of dealing with traumas and a lot of foolish stuff and like that too. So, you know, I could have been a statistic. You know what I mean? A lot of guys in Gen Z, they either don't have a father because their mom was retarded. You know what I mean? Or their dad left them, or they may have had a father, but he died, or he wasn't really there. Divorce or whatever. So they had to grow up under the mother, and the mother is supposed to be a woman that's nurturing and kind. She's not supposed to be doing the father role. You know what I'm saying? She's not supposed to be the man of the house. Telling her young man what to do and stuff like that. She's not supposed to be doing all that. So, a lot of young guys who grow up being raised by their mothers, you know, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Unnatural. You have a mom that has to do both roles, and that's very stressful for a woman. Because a mom is gonna love their children unconditionally, no matter what, barring a few circumstances, very, 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 very few. So, mom is gonna love her sons, which is what we're talking about, very, very unconditionally. You know, so when a mom has to deal with all this ad adversariness, adversity, excuse me, it's a lot of emotion. She's going, women are very emotional. That's just how it is. And a man is supposed to be with the woman to pretty much guide her. You know, the man is disciplined, the mom is caring. So if a woman has to unnaturally do both, it's just going to trickle down on the son, and it's going to be confusing, and it's just not going to be good for him. But enough with that. you know I hear the media, I hear the View, try to call, even they try to call my white brothers, what I'm saying, in America, the school shooters, the victims, the losers, can't get women and stuff like that. It's hard, man. It is. But if you want more and you want to be better, you just got to work out and grind for it. This generation is going to be the toughest, because in the next 5 or 10 years, we're going to be the ones that are making the big decisions, making the big moves. We're going to be the leaders. It don't matter where you are. This is really a Western issue. So this goes to Australia, Europe, and United States and Canada. I don't really know how. I think Mexico is pretty good. It's South America, but this is really a Western thing, and as a black man, I can speak for this because I see my white brothers going through it, Mexican Americans, Indian Americans, all of them. I see them going through it too. I've gone through it as well. What I got to do to get things going is to work out. That's how I demand respect. Because sometimes, I'm a big and tall dude, but walking around and going around, it's either I'm unnoticed or, I'm not getting respect. Like people just being rude, which is pretty crazy how you can treat somebody that you don't know without respect. But, like I was saying, going to not trail off, man, this is the greatest generation of men right now. This is the great, you guys, whoever's listening, and you're going through a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Mom issues, money issues, all these issues. You are a part of the greatest generation ever. Ever. Screw the Romans. Screw the Spanish during their conquest of Mexico. Screw Great Britain. Screw World War II history. Screw all that. You are a part of the greatest generation ever. You don't have what others thought, decades, centuries, millennium ago had. You didn't grow up. Well, this is to my guys who's dealing with this. Some of you may have grown up with a 2-parent household, but you didn't grow up with people to teach you. You had to learn on your own. You had to get on the internet and find guidance through mentors, people that you may never meet in real life. But you had your mentors. You had Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, Patrick Bet Davis, Joe Rogan. I don't know, anybody. Dating coaches, because your mom didn't teach you how to do it, or maybe your dad didn't, because he was a loser, or he was dead, or he was out of the picture. You had to overcome. You had to find it out on your own. You had to go and learn on your own, because you weren't taught, and the world was against you. People who acted like they're your friends, women who act like they're your girlfriends, wives, all that. People who used you, abused you, people who you thought were cool with you, people who you thought were your friends, and things like that. They tried to put their foot on your neck, but somehow, some way, even if you're still going through bullshit, you were able to grab their ankle, twist out of it, and stand back up to continue to fight. That's what you did. You may have cried, you may have whined, you may have given up, but you wiped your tears, you got back on your horse, and you just kept galloping. And that's the beauty of this generation. This is the beauty of a man. We don't people don't care about us. And the stigma is to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And as harsh as that is, and as unforgiving as the world is, that is the case. And that's what we do. And we put ourselves around like-minded people, whether it's the internet, because I met my friends on the internet, and God bless them. I met my friends on the internet because I don't have any friends out here. The people people are either weird or I'm just very different from them. You know, and that may be the case with you brothers too. You know, black, white, or whatever. You know, you try to hang out with these people, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know, because it's like we had to overcome a whole bunch of stuff, so it's like not normal. It's not normal when you're different than others that haven't gone through the stress or the trials and tribulations that we have. Because when we become older and we have our children, you know, it's gonna be a different story. You know what I'm saying? So you have to excuse me because right now I just feel in a weird presence right now. I don't know. I can't describe it, but man, I don't know. I don't know if it's Holy Spirit or what, but you guys, man, you guys gotta put up with a whole bunch of stuff because society wants us to be weak. You know, the elites want us, and you know, you probably say, who are the elites, man? What is this guy talking about? The elites are the people who want to put this world through a one world government, which is gonna happen, but not right now. So they want us weak. You know, they want our testosterone gone. They want us pumped up with a lot more estrogen than testosterone, because all men have estrogen in us. We have estrogen, but it's mainly testosterone in us versus how it is with a woman. You know, they want us weak, they want us docile, but we can't be that way. You guys can't be that way. You know, so you know, you guys are the strongest generation. Like I said, you had to overcome everything, and you constantly beating the odds. If you get knocked down, like how a UFC fight, you get right back up. You may lose a round, but you win the whole fight. So never forget that.